When you wake, the world is quiet. Your mind is still clearing the fog of sleep. In these early moments, a cup of coffee feels like a trusted friend. Its aroma promises clarity. The warmth in your hands is a small comfort. Many of us believe this ritual unlocks sharp, clean focus. But that belief is often an illusion. That first cup on an empty stomach can push the brain from calm readiness into stress. It is not the coffee itself, but its timing and context. This timing can trigger what neuroscientists call an amygdala hijack. Instead of easing into thoughtful productivity, your system is jolted into survival mode. Restless, anxious, unable to concentrate on complex tasks. You feel energy, but it is scattered, a chaotic burst, not a controlled burn. To understand the problem, we begin with the gut-brain axis. This isn't a metaphor. It's a physical and biochemical superhighway, a constant two-way signal line connecting your gastrointestinal tract directly to your brain's emotional and cognitive centers. What happens in your gut does not stay in your gut. Through a network of nerves like the vagus nerve and a flow of hormones, it directly informs your mood, focus, and perception of stress. On waking, your stomach is in a unique state. After an overnight fast, it has low gastric volume and minimal chyme, the mixture of partially digested food. This means there is nothing to buffer or slow down what you consume. It's a highly sensitive environment, primed for rapid absorption. Now, introduce caffeine, a potent, highly lipid-soluble, psychoactive compound. When you drink it on an empty stomach, it is absorbed with remarkable speed. The liquid bypasses the usual holding pattern of digestion. It moves swiftly through the pyloric sphincter into the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine. Here, it diffuses almost instantly across the intestinal wall and enters the portal circulation, heading straight for the liver. While some is metabolized, a significant fraction hits your systemic circulation almost immediately, bypassing slower digestive processes and hitting the brain in a concentrated wave. For many, this undiluted rush irritates the gastric lining, triggering local stress signals. These signals travel upward through vagal afferent nerves. That first jolt is the opening domino in a powerful chain reaction. The brain reads this abrupt, intense surge of a psychoactive substance not as a gentle awakening, but as a potential threat. Its ancient architecture does not distinguish this modern chemical event from a genuine survival emergency. It simply registers a massive sudden shift in biochemistry. In response, your core survival circuits engage, fight or flee. The adrenal glands are triggered, releasing adrenaline, and the HPA axis is activated, flooding your system with the stress hormone, cortisol. This rapid, unbuffered absorption drives a powerful hormone surge that doesn't just wake you up. It primes a state of high-alert hypervigilance, setting the stage for anxiety and a subsequent crash. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach, the effect is almost instantaneous. With no food to act as a buffer, the liquid caffeine passes rapidly through your stomach and into the small intestine. Here, its high lipid solubility allows it to diffuse directly into your bloodstream, crossing the blood-brain barrier in minutes. This speed is the trigger for a cascade of powerful biochemical events. The first and most immediate response is an adrenaline surge. At a molecular level, caffeine blocks adenosine receptors in your brain. This action disinhibits a key region called the locus coeruleus, causing it to flood your system with norepinephrine. Your brain flags this as a danger signal, and your adrenal glands respond by releasing epinephrine in seconds. Your heart rate rises, your airways open, and your blood pressure increases. This is the classic fight-or-flight response, an evolutionary mechanism designed for survival. But in the context of your morning routine, it manifests as an adrenaline shock. You feel wired, but this isn't clean, productive focus. It's a state of hypervigilance, where your brain is primed to detect threats, not to solve complex problems. This state is excellent for sprinting away from a predator, but it's terrible for the deep cognitive work that modern knowledge work demands. Simultaneously, this process kicks your hypothalamic pituitary adrenal, or HPA axis, into overdrive. Normally, your body's primary stress hormone, cortisol, peaks about 30 to 45 minutes after you wake up. This is called the cortisol awakening response, and it's a natural process that helps you become alert. But when you introduce a potent stimulant like caffeine right at this peak, you don't just get a little more alert. You artificially amplify and prolong the entire stress spike. Instead of a gentle functional rise and fall, your body is forced into a longer, higher, and more draining stress arc. This repeated disruption throws your natural hormonal clock out of sync, placing unnecessary and chronic stress on your entire system. This potent stress cocktail of adrenaline and cortisol hits your brain's emotional command center, the amygdala. Overwhelmed by these powerful neurochemicals, it seizes control from your rational prefrontal cortex. This is the amygdala hijack. The hijack effectively shuts down your executive functions. Your capacity for long-term planning, rational thought, nuanced decision-making, and emotional regulation is sidelined. Your brain defaults to a primitive reactive mode. It prioritizes speed over accuracy, which manifests as narrow, black-and-white thinking, a craving for quick fixes, and a noticeably short temper. You find yourself jumping between tasks, unable to sustain focus. Distractions that you could normally ignore suddenly gain priority. You feel simultaneously wired but tired, a paradoxical state of being physically agitated while mentally exhausted. Your body is agitated, but your mind cannot access calm clarity. In this state, small problems feel like major crises, the definitive signature of a hijacked executive brain. The solution is not eliminating coffee, but aligning it with our fundamental biology. The problem isn't the molecule, it's the timing. When we drink coffee on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, we are essentially short-circuiting our body's natural rhythm, triggering a cascade of stress responses that mimic a threat state. This is the amygdala hijack in action, where our brain's fear center is overstimulated, leading to anxiety, jitters, and a cognitive crash. But there is a way to reclaim your coffee ritual and transform it into a tool for sustained, clean focus. We call it the rescue protocol, a simple 6-step morning routine designed to prevent adrenaline shock and the amygdala hijack. This isn't about deprivation. It's a precise strategy of timing and nutrition that works with your body's chemistry, not against it. The goal is to create a foundation of stability before introducing a powerful stimulant like caffeine. Let's walk through the protocol. Step 1. Hydrate immediately upon waking. You lose a significant amount of water overnight through respiration and perspiration. This state of dehydration thickens your blood, reduces cerebral blood flow, and contributes directly to fatigue and brain fog. Rehydrating with 8 to 16 ounces of water is the fastest way to restore cognitive function. For an added benefit, add a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon. The electrolytes in the salt help pull water into your cells for more effective rehydration, while the lemon can gently stimulate your digestive system, preparing it for breakfast. This simple action tells your body the fast is over and it's time to wake up. Step 2. Get 5 to 10 minutes of light movement and sun exposure. This could be a brisk walk, gentle stretching, or a few body-weight exercises. Movement supports your natural morning cortisol peak, which is essential for alertness, rather than fighting it. It also increases blood flow to the brain. Simultaneously, exposing your eyes to morning sunlight helps anchor your circadian rhythm, your body's internal 24-hour clock. This light exposure signals the pineal gland to suppress melatonin production and boosts mood-regulating neurotransmitters like serotonin, setting a positive tone for the entire day. Step 3 is non-negotiable. Eat a proper breakfast before coffee, specifically a meal rich in protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Never drink coffee on an empty stomach. Food provides a slow-release source of stable energy. Crucially, food acts as a buffer, slowing the absorption of caffeine from your gut into your bloodstream. This prevents the sudden, sharp spike in caffeine concentration that overloads your system and triggers the fight-or-flight response. Think of it as building a time-release capsule for your coffee. Step 4. Delay your first coffee. This is the cornerstone of the protocol. Wait 90 to 120 minutes after you wake up. When you first wake, your body is busy clearing out adenosine, the molecule that builds up to create sleep pressure. At the same time, your cortisol levels are naturally peaking. Drinking coffee during this window is counterproductive. The caffeine blocks adenosine receptors that haven't been cleared yet, leading to a later crash, and it amplifies the cortisol surge, pushing your body into a state of unnecessary stress. By waiting, you allow this natural process to complete. The caffeine then provides a lift just as your natural cortisol begins to decline, achieving perfect cortisol alignment. The result is a smoother, more sustained energy curve. You get all the cognitive benefits of caffeine: the focus, the alertness, the motivation, without the jitters, anxiety, or the dreaded afternoon crash. Your energy is clean and stable. Step 5. Drink mindfully. When you do have your coffee, savor it. Pay attention to how you feel. Notice the cleaner energy, the calmer mind, and the absence of physical anxiety. This reinforces the positive changes and helps you become more attuned to your body's signals. Step 6. Mind your total intake. For most healthy adults, up to 400 milligrams of caffeine per day, about 4 8-ounce cups of coffee, is considered moderate. However, individual sensitivity varies greatly based on genetics, particularly the CYP1A2 enzyme that metabolizes caffeine. To protect sleep quality, establish a firm caffeine curfew. Avoid any caffeine at least 8 to 10 hours before your bedtime. This ensures the stimulant is cleared from your system, allowing for deep, restorative sleep, which is critical for next-day performance and hormonal balance. Here's what this looks like in practice. If you wake at 7 a.m., you immediately hydrate and get some light and movement. You eat your protein-rich breakfast around 7:30. Then, you have your first coffee between 8:30 and 9 a.m. as you begin your workday. Commit to this protocol for 1 week. Track your focus, energy levels, mood, and any feelings of anxiety. The data you collect will be undeniable. You'll be replacing a cycle of stress and crashes with a rhythm of sustained, calm, and productive energy.